All right, finally tonight, some perspective. Opening day of the Tokyo Summer Olympics, right? And the U.S. women's soccer team, which hasn't lost a single game since 2019, led by the poster child of woke arrogance, Megan Rapinoe, got their butts kicked by Sweden 3-0. They didn't score one goal, and perhaps we shouldn't be surprised. Rapinoe, of course, has whipped her team into compliance. The entire U.S. women's soccer team kneeled before the game today. I'm sure many in the team, if not most, probably didn't want to, but were bullied into it the same way woke culture has bullied so much of our society into a very uncomfortable compliance with it. The U.S. women's team, as I said, lost 3-0. Megan Rapinoe, of course, led the women's team to a World Cup victory a couple years ago, and then ruined everything by being the cockiest sore winner of all time. Cue the video.
What do you have to say? What do you deserve?
I deserve this.
You deserve all of it. Everything.
Maybe the lesson to be learned here is sports figures should be focused on sports and sports alone. Professional sports is so difficult to dominate. It literally takes a one-track mind. Why do you think brands have such a hard time finding good athletic sponsors? Most of the top athletes in the world are not dynamic people. They are extremely one-dimensional. They've been focusing 100% of their attention on improving their skills at one sport their entire lives. That's how you get to the top. But over the last couple years, ever since Kaepernick got benched and decided to find a new way to get attention, athletes are beginning to divert some of their focus away from sports and onto social causes. And from what we've seen, it's a distraction that not only turns off your fans, but leads to poor performance as well. Tennis player Naomi Osaka is one of the biggest names in sports, but she's insufferable to many tennis fans. Osaka claims there's a genocide happening to black people at the hands of police while completely ignoring the utter bloodbath of black-on-black violence in every major city. Osaka recently pulled out of the French Open because the media scrutiny is too much for her. It's too intense. Perhaps that's because she's a left-wing activist? If you just shut up and played tennis, the media would only be asking you about your backhand. And to the women's soccer team, if you don't want to lose 3-0 to Sweden, maybe spend more time focused on the game and less on your fake crusade for social justice. Just my thoughts. Hey, that's all the time we have for tonight. It's Wednesday, halfway through it. We'll see you tomorrow.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.